figured I'd tell you guys, doing the morning chores, building this goat barn's great and all. I'm really excited to be doing it because we're going to finally have a good area to, get in the dry and milk them. But we kind of screwed ourselves. We've, I guess you could say literally boxed ourselves in. And maybe I just found the solution actually, now that I'm talking to you about it. But see, we used to just the feeders for the twins are over there on that opposite panel. So we were able to just step right up here over the corner of the floor, no big deal. But now since I framed out the whole wall, I can sit here and I can go through these gaps here, but it's not exactly easy. And then of course my shade cloth's dangling over there because I took it down to put up the roof. So I kind of have to go out and around through the weeds, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But I think actually, now that I mention it, what I'll do is I'll probably just hang their feeders right here on their gate. That way I can still walk up and I don't have to wait over there and do it. They've just got those little black feeders that clip on the fence there. But now I just thought I'd mention that, the goat barn is going great. Super excited about it. It's so nice after months of having just that floor frame done. The floor frame here behind me. It was so nice, had that done forever, and it was actually starting to warp and sag, and it still is a little bit. But it'll be okay. It's not going to just disappear into the mud. But getting the roof up. Got started on that yesterday. Hopefully finish that today on the roof framing. And then we'll go get us some metal. Well, also got to put parallels across the top. Anyway, yeah. Just, I guess the point here being if you're planning out your barn lot at all, if any of us ever have the time to actually plan it wisely. We just kind of stick pins wherever we can, and we're trying to figure it out. Ultimately, what I think I'm going to do, since I'm talking about this, I'll tell you. Yes, dear? Did you let a goat out? Oh, well, here, come here, latch this gate. You latch this gate back. I'll go get that goat in a second. That's what happens when your 3-year-old tries to catch the goats. They get away from her because she wants to lead them. Can you latch it?
Yeah.
No, pull it closer. Pull it closer. Pull it closer. Pull it closer. There you go. There you go. Good. Okay, I got to go catch this goat, and then I will tell you what I was talking about on planning the barn lot here. Okay, well, that was a fun little tour, but we got the goat caught. What I was going to show you guys was what I think is going to work out well for sort of a corral pen system. See, the door to get in the barn right here, the milk stand is going to be in this front corner closest to us. So we've got right now basically 3 groups of goats, maybe 4 in the future, that we'll have to deal with if we get some bucks. But we want to be able to get all of them to the barn at any given time for any given reason. Well, the barn is set up right in the middle of their main pen, so we're going to have to work within that. What I think we're going to do, and somebody can tell me if they think this is a worse idea, but I think I'm going to do basically just an alley system around the barn. So about 3 foot out from that corner, or 3 foot out from the door, maybe 4 feet, we'll do a row of T-posts and panels, and those will come over to here to this corner and on back to that corner. And so what that will allow is the ability to get, some remote pins all to the door without having to go through another pin, if that makes sense. So ultimately there's going to be a lean-to that sticks off from here and goes out that replaces this little house here. So under that lean-to, it'll be a big wide lean-to. That's where that hay bunk is going to move to, which means that since that's the junior does and the bred does share a coastal hay bunk, they both need to be able to get to either side of it. So then that means this side of the pen will probably be for the juniors. It actually doesn't matter. Actually, we could say the other side doesn't matter. But one side has to be for the juniors underneath of this lean-to, and the other side has to be for the bred does. But we'd like to be able to get either one of them into the barn if we need to without having to go through the other one's pen, which means each of them has to have their own walk-through gate, like that one, or like that one. Each of them has to have their own man gate that goes through into the alley. And so then that being said, you can also put pins, we'll also put pins further back behind here if we have to, for bucks or for any other reason why we have to isolate one goat or another. So I probably confused you guys more than I explained it. It'll be better when you see it in when it's finished. But the point being, just kind of thinking it through on on a good way to organize this. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot with just throwing this barn right here in the middle like we did. We knew when we did it that we were doing that. We just couldn't really find a better place to put it at the time because this was the only semi-level spot that we had. The other thing to consider is that this gate is the only way that we can get the tractor in here, and it's so tight I can't get the tractor in. I wouldn't be able to get the tractor in and then turn this corner and go under the lean-to. It's not gonna be tall enough anyway. So to get the tractor in here long term, I've got to be able to get the tractor straight through this way and straight out the back, which means the milker pen has to move. So maybe the alley will go down the front and down the opposite side, and we'll leave this side open for a straight shot in with the tractor. So it's starting to make more sense. But yeah, put it on paper, whatever you got to do to kind of think it through, make sense of it. Because of course, yeah, like I said, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot here by doing all this sort of reactive, and now it's a pain in the butt to come out here and do the chores, and you got to go through 3 different gates to do this, that, and the other. So anyway, point being, think it through. And actually, looks like you're cleaning up the rest of your food. Remember, the twins are on a restricted diet because they've been bred. So we've been letting them run back together lately. Once they both finish off their pellet, because the twins can have all the 4 if they want, but they've got to finish their pellet. So once both groups finish off their pellet, we open this gate back up and let the twins come and run with the juniors. It's good for them.